I guess we're live. Hey guys. Right now this is my first time streaming, so right now it shows there's no one here, but that's fine. I just wanted to, I guess, kind of make sure you guys can hear me, stuff like that. But there's not really much of a way to tell. So if you guys can't hear me, whoever pops up on the stream, let me know. I'm actually gonna put it in the chat. And yes, I know my screen is very dirty, but I'm just putting that in the chat. Please let me know, because I'm not gonna keep asking, because right now I'm by myself in the stream. Another thing I wanted to, I just gave my whole passcode on my iPad. Oh well. I'll change it after the stream. But one thing I guess I should warn you guys is, obviously this is my first stream. There is a bit of a delay between me talking and moving and what you guys are seeing. So there might be some weird things going on with that, but I'm not sure. Apparently this is normal. Apparently it's normal for what you guys are seeing to be a couple seconds behind what I'm saying and doing. So I guess bear with me. I'm trying to get used to that, because obviously, you know, things typically when I'm editing or recording are in real time, and I kind of expected the stream to be the same way because it's live, but I guess that kind of makes sense because it is traveling a distance in some sense, but I don't know. So today I will also be saying a lot of ums, likes, buts, all those kinds of things, because I talk like that normally. When I edit a video, I do edit those things out just because I do talk a lot with that. So you'll have to bear with me a little bit. Oops, screen's going dark again. So today, because I am a little nervous and this is my first time streaming, I'm just gonna do some digital art. If you guys aren't into that, let me know. I'll still be doing digital art because it's something I enjoy, but I definitely plan on having other streams where I'm doing traditional art. It will always be digital art, but I just wanted to kind of, I guess, talk about that. Also, I have this huge window in front of me with all this sunlight coming on me, and it's Florida and it's hot. So I have the fan going. I don't know if you guys can hear it. If you can, bear with me, I guess. And also my background. I know it's not the typical aesthetic background, I guess, that some people see, but it's somewhat clean. It's just, this is all my dad's stuff. So it's his house, and we tidied up as best as we could. So that's where that's going as far as background. I'm very proud of myself for setting this up like pretty much all by myself. I am not that tech savvy. I mean, I don't consider myself tech savvy, but I was pretty proud. I was working on this whole setup yesterday, and then I did a couple practice runs this morning, and so far it seems to be working. So I have my phone up here as my camera, my second camera, and then I'm using my Mac camera for the face-to-face. And I know I'm kind of not centered. I'm still getting used to the whole where I'm supposed to be kind of thing. I also have my water here, so if you guys get thirsty, make sure you guys have water by you. It's important. So without further ado, I think I'm going to warm up by coloring a little bit. So I am going to go into my gallery. I have this Draw This in Your Style I've been working on. My latest video was the sketch. So I think I'll work on this a little bit just to warm up. But after that, you know. Oh, hi, Nicole. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. I do hope you can hear me because I have no way of testing that. When I did do my testing of the stream, it was weird because I could hear myself like through the screen, but at the same time, the software was recording me. So then it was recording me through the screen and me talking, and it was like messing up the audio completely. So I can't really test right now if you guys can hear me. So I hope you can. But yeah, I'm not gonna spend the whole stream on this. I think I'm just going to warm up a little bit because it's been a while since I've drawn, honestly, or colored anything. I haven't been, this whole past week and last weekend, I've been busy with just family and work. So, you know, it's a little different. I'm not used to, sorry, I'm just bringing up my reference image for this Draw This in Your Style. It's just not something I'm used to. I'm also not used to, I guess, talking and drawing at the same time. So this is all a new experience for me, and I'm sure it's new for you guys, some of you guys too. I don't know how many of you guys watch lives like regularly. But I'll be here for probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depends on, you know, how things are going. But I'm just gonna bring up this Draw This in Your Style. Also, if you see me squinting at the chat, that's another thing. I'm not wearing my glasses because then you guys will see the glare from my screen. But I desperately need them to read, like not read, but like distance wise, I need them. And it is not something I can easily, like, I mean, the text isn't that small from the chat, but if it takes me a moment to notice, it's like, I think this is the most I've had to keep like my attention on separate things, which is interesting because I'm not usually like talking to someone when I'm drawing. Usually when you see any of my sketch with me's or like my Draw This in, like anything where I'm drawing in my videos, it's a voiceover. So, okay, I guess because the stream is taking up so much Wi-Fi or internet speed that it won't load my Instagram, which kind of makes me sad, but it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. Oh, well, now it's loading. All right, sorry guys for the technical difficulties. I didn't think I was going to work on this thing, but then I decided to because, believe it or not, I am a little nervous about this. So, but if you guys want to draw, please feel free. Part of this is I just want people to hang out with while I'm drawing. So you guys can definitely feel free to do that as well. And let me bring it up. There's quite a few Draw This in Your Styles I've stumbled across the past couple days that I really want to draw. I don't know why they inspire me the most, but they do. Why are you saying I don't follow her? I do follow her. All right. I finally found the image. So this is made by Lolocos, Draw This in Your Style. When I basically have the video, not the video stream, but the stream made into a video, I will link it so you guys can go check out her work. But I'm just going to work a little bit on the foreground flowers. I'm actually going to turn down her opacity a bit because it's going to be in the front of her. Is this the right color? No, this is not the right color. It's a bit, I don't know. Why is it like so faded? That is weird because I am on the right. Okay, well, it's working a little bit. Oh, thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that. It helps me out because it's so weird to not be able to hear myself. Like, editing is usually you hear yourself and, you know, you can... I mean, I guess in the future I could plug in headphones and, like, you know, see if I can hear myself. But, again, this is my first stream, like, live stream. So I'm not going to be, like, if I can even just get through this with some people watching, even even just one person, even if it's just you, Nicole, I'll be happy. And making sure I'm still talking to you guys. If I do stop talking, don't take it personally. It's just I'm still getting used to, like, if I get in the zone of drawing, sometimes I will stop talking. And I know this because, I mean, I know I said I don't usually talk when I draw, but sometimes I do talk to my brother or my mother or someone on the phone when I'm drawing, but it's different. I don't know. It's not the same. You're not on camera and there are people that you know and love, and you don't really, I mean, not that I don't love you guys. It's just, I know my mom and my brother. I've known them since my brother was born, and since I was born, I knew my mom. But, yeah, it's definitely something, it's weird. I can't, like, describe how weird it is to be on camera, like, to know I'm on camera doing this and someone's watching, if that makes sense. I don't know. But you're never gonna get used to it unless, like, you do it. So and again, I'm just, like, doodling to warm up, but honestly, I'm not quite happy with these flowers, or, well, I mean, I guess it's a leaf, but it's been a while since I've drawn, and I'm not too sure how I want to go about this either, because my scale of the drawing of my Draw This in Your Style is very different than hers, the person who originally drew this. So I'm looking at her drawing and trying to make mine look somewhat like hers, but I'm definitely feeling a bit rusty, and yeah, I don't know why it's so hot here. I mean, I guess I do know it's Florida, and we're starting to get to a place where it's going to be hot, but it's funny. Some days I love the heat. I love that it's not freezing. Like, when I hear about my other family, I have family that live in northern United States, and I used to live in New Jersey, so for me it's like April is still kind of cold usually up there. I mean, you occasionally get, like, one of those weird nice hot days, but I don't know. It's not something I'm used to. That's too big. But once I'm done, like, warming up a little bit, I think I want to start a whole new drawing on stream. If you guys didn't know, there's actually a few theaters across the country. What's it called? Showing. I don't know the word. I guess showing. There's a few theaters throughout the country in the United States. I don't know if they're doing it in other countries. They might be. So don't quote me on that. But they're doing like a anniversary celebration. I don't know what the anniversary's for, but they're doing an anniversary celebration for Studio Ghibli films, if any of you guys are familiar with them. Which I love Studio Ghibli. I grew up on it. But it's funny because I never saw like quite a few staple movies, I guess, in the films that they've made. I've never seen quite a few. So the ones I have seen are Howl's Moving Castle, which is my absolute favorite. The first one I ever saw was Spirited Away. And the other one I did see Princess Mononoke once when I was in, I want to say middle school or high school. So it's been a while. I don't remember the movie that well. I remember the characters and I remember like the general premise of the thing, but like I don't remember like scenes from the movie. Like I could probably recite most of Howl's Moving Castle because I've seen it so many times. But those were the only movies that I saw that were from that studio. And I only ever saw them in English, which everyone tells you should see them in with the Japanese version with subs, English subs. But because I don't speak Japanese, nor do I know like when someone speaks to me in Japanese, like I wouldn't know what they're saying. I could probably guess a couple words, but oh, you did see Howl. Okay. Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle is like I think probably the most popular in the States besides maybe Spirited Away, because I remember Spirited Away actually getting like screen time, like actually being in the theaters when they were like showing it off. It also won some award here, but it's like I don't know if it was an Academy or an Oscar, but some like movie award. And I believe, like, I don't remember Howl's Moving Castle ever getting that. And yet I feel like more people are familiar with that one than any of the other movies. The other one that I think a lot of people know is My Neighbor Totoro, which I didn't actually see till this past weekend for the first time. I saw it at a movie theater, and that was the first time I actually saw any Studio Ghibli film in a movie theater. It was so cool. I did go see the Japanese version with the subs, and I highly recommend it. So if you, I mean, even if you don't live in the States, I would say maybe look. Oh yeah, it is confusing. If you watch the movie for the first time, you're just like, what's going on? I felt that way when I first saw Spirited Away. Spirited Away was my first Studio Ghibli film, and I think I was in elementary school, maybe middle school. My grandmother bought me the film because she saw that it got an award, and she's like, oh, this is interesting. So she got me it because my family's very much not into like foreign film. As my grandparents have gotten older, though, I think because they like run out of stuff to watch, so then they start watching foreign films. But that was my first studio, and it was so confusing, especially for someone that young. I was just like, I have no idea what's going on. None. So I think that's very normal, Nicole. I wouldn't feel like you're the only one. A lot of people watch those movies and are just like, what? I actually had my brother watch Howl's Moving Castle recently, and I don't think he would have gotten some of the scenes if I hadn't pointed out certain things to him. And at that point, I've seen Howl's Moving Castle like, I want to say at least 10 times. So my recommendation is rewatching it. And English Sailor Moon. Yes, yeah. Sailor Moon and the Kiki's Delivery Service. I've never seen Kiki's. It's on my list. My plan is to basically go to the movie theater every time they switch out the film, because they're only playing one Studio Ghibli film at a time. And then every couple months they're switching it out. And you can either go see the dubbed or the Japanese version. So I was going to just go see all the ones, even the ones that I have seen in theaters, because I don't know when they're going to do that again. And it's just a nice excuse. It was my first time going to the theater too since COVID had occurred. So I went with my cousin, and she's seen My Neighbor Totoro quite a few times, I think. But Kiki's is on my list. I don't know at what point I think the next one that they're showing I don't even know like the name of it because I've never seen it. But it's on my list. I think Howl's Moving Castle is actually the last one in the series, and it's going to be in like October, November. So I'll probably go see that one too. I'm just going to vaguely sketch this one flower in like, so I can at least know placement and stuff, because I am very much getting distracted, which is fine. I don't mind getting distracted, but it's gonna be hard. I have to get used to talking and doing this and looking at the chat occasionally. But by all means, like, doesn't mean I want you guys to stop talking, because I do like talking, if you can't tell. So I'm just doing like a rough sketch. These aren't like the detailed leaves, but I just want to make sure I get like where they're going, kind of. But yeah, I saw Totoro for the first time. No, don't shut up, Nicole. I'm not telling you to shut up. I am just telling my own brain that we have to like get used to this, because I think I actually prefer live streaming, even though I've never done it, but like this is my first time doing it, just because the amount of work that goes into editing and the thought that goes behind it is just a lot. So if once in a while I can have a break by doing a live stream, and honestly, I think I can probably do more live streams than just how often I'm posting videos, because I don't have to edit. I can just jump on and talk to you guys. But no, do not shut up, Nicole. I do not want you to. You can message me all you want. It gives me something. It also gives me direction on what to talk about, because again, I'll just ramble on about stuff that maybe you guys don't care about. And, I don't want to ramble about stuff maybe you guys don't care about. It's so funny too, this drawing. Yeah, right? It takes me a whole week to prepare a video. Usually I film the next video after I've posted the one that I just, posted. So that's why this weekend, like I was still like recovering from my cousin visiting. And yeah, I was just between work and like recovering from, I'm one of those people that even if I love the person and I enjoy being with them, I need like a break from people. When not a break from people, I guess like a time to relax after I've been with people. So okay, this is already like all of this is wrong, but I needed time like to just kind of do nothing, like be just brainless for a while. And the thought of like, especially because this week is supposed to be whatchamacallit, the week that I go over like stats and stuff. But like April just started yesterday, so for me to record a whole video, not gonna happen in like one day, since I have March stats. Like I figured I'd just do it next weekend. Yes, 3 videos in a week is just, it's not feasible unless you're like literally doing it full time. If you work, which I work full time, and then have to record and edit 3 videos in a week, I would be dead. I would be absolutely dead. I remember there was a period of time when I first started this channel, I was doing 2 videos a week. I don't know how I did that. I don't recommend it. It's not good for like balanced mental health or having any sort of time to relax. And then it kind of like makes certain things a chore, which I don't want art to be a chore. So like this past week, I didn't do any art. I was just, also, I'm sorry if you can hear my chair creaking. I didn't do any art. I just like sat and did nothing. Okay. Yeah, see, no, you need sleep. Nicole, sleep is very important. And I say that as someone who's only recently started being very serious. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so sorry if I say your name wrong. Wagisha? I really appreciate that. That was very sweet of you to put in the chat. It's a draw this in your style. So it's not my original thought, I guess, my original concept. But if it's made by Loco, she's on Instagram, same name. And she's also on TikTok. So I just fell in love with this piece and I'm looking at it on the screen. Oh, I didn't come up with it. The drawing is not mine. Well, I mean, the drawing is mine. The concept is not mine because it's a draw this in your style, Nicole. So it's basically, if you're not, I don't know if you're familiar with the what it is, you know, what draw this in your style is, but basically some artists host it, they draw a drawing and then they tell you, okay, draw this in your style. I'm hosting this from some people don't even have a deadline. I wish I had set up like a screen share. I didn't, because then I would totally show you guys the picture. I'll leave a link. You know what? I'll copy the link in the chat so you can actually see. So this is the draw this in your style. 1 second. Okay. So if you go to that link, you will see the original artist with her style. This is how she drew it. So the concept is not mine. I would stay away from florals because florals scare me. But as you can see, I am struggling with florals at the bottom here. But that's her concept, not mine. I'm just drawing it to join because I want to join her, what's it called? Challenge, I guess. So I will be posting it before April 10th because that's when the challenge deadline is on my Instagram. But it's not my original concept. I wish it was, but it's not. But one thing I will tell you guys is I am learning how to sort of, I guess, break down a complicated photo. Because when I first saw like the headpiece, for example, I'll bring the opacity back up so you guys can kind of see it. But the headpiece, that whole thing drove me bonkers. Like when I first looked at it, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to draw this. It's too much going on. But you know, I figured it out. So yeah, but I want to do, I think I want to start a piece in this stream at some point. So maybe at like 12-ish. I can't believe it's already been a half an hour. But at 12-ish, I'll maybe start another sketch. Yeah, Nicole. Like, florals are so hard. Oh, a Frankenstein feel, yeah. I definitely feel the struggle. It is hard, for me at least, to draw florals. I can if you guys want, I can definitely provide some links to some of my favorite floral artists. I can only think of one off the top of my head right now. I actually went to high school with her. Loon Flug on Instagram. Her name's Leanne. And she draws amazing florals. Her style is so beautiful. So I'm not saying like copy her, but please don't. But I'm saying like if you want to study her, you know, for your own gain or see how skill, or see how she does stuff, because she does post some like insight into how she goes about learning florals. She does a lot of research. She really likes flowers and plants and just nature in general. So she does a lot of research on the plants she ends up drawing, and I think that's how she got so good at drawing them, to be quite honest. So I do believe it's practice. If you like drawing florals, you know, that's the thing to focus on. That's the thing you like. It helps. It definitely helps, because if you like the thing, you're more likely to do it. I like drawing people personally, so that's why I have more, like, I'm really happy with how this face came out, but, you know, it took time. And I also have a feeling this stream, I'm probably not going to finish anything on it. Which is fine. It just means I might have to have more streams throughout the week when I have some time to just relax and draw, because I like talking to people while I draw. Unless I really get into the zone, but that very rarely happens. So it's nice to have people to like talk to, I guess. Oh, my Instagram? Yeah, my Instagram, you can easily get to, it's the same name, Creatively Chrissy, if you want to follow me there. And as for coloring, yes, coloring is definitely very fun. I actually have an app on my iPad that is all about like paint by number, but it's more of a tap thing, so you're not really like painting per se. Oh, what layer am I on? Okay, good. So you color in the picture. It's all line art, and it's a lot of fun. It's definitely more relaxing, I think, because there's a little less pressure, I guess, if you have to draw it freehand. But painting for me, I enjoy it so much more than sketching sometimes, but it's so daunting. I don't know why. The thought of starting a painting, I guess because I know it'll take me a while. And plus I don't know what you paint in, Nicole. I paint in acrylic usually. So things dry pretty fast. You know what I'm gonna do? I have like flowers up here that I could easily copy, which I'm not sure why I'm not doing that. Because it would make my life easier. But it's all shapes, right? That's all, even with painting and drawing, it's all just shapes. You just got to kind of zero in on the shape you're drawing. So oh yeah, no, don't worry about that. You don't even have to. I mean, it's sweet that you want to follow me, but I'm not gonna pressure you into doing it right now. I mean, I appreciate it, but do it if you want to. Do it whenever you can. Watercolors. Okay. Yeah, watercolors. I'm one of those people that loves different mediums for different reasons. So watercolors, I think, are just so, I don't know, they have like almost this I'm gonna say this wrong, ethereal, like kind of like an otherworldly quality to them, which is why I love them so much. I just don't do well with them. I don't know. I've always wanted to learn, which I think I mean, I've definitely tried watercolors. I actually have a video on here where I use them. But usually when I use them, it's not the full piece. It's usually just like the background. Yeah, I would say definitely I use watercolors for backgrounds, like, and then I put color pencil over them. So like multimedia type pieces. But that's good for you that you can do watercolors. I don't think watercolor is an easy medium by any means. I mean, I don't think really there is any easy medium. They all have their challenges. It's just what we jive with, I think. What like comes to us a bit easier, what makes more sense to us in our head, like how things work. Like acrylic for me, I don't know why. I find it easy. And meanwhile, there's my father who has used oil basically all his life, can't stand the thought of using watercolors, can't stand the thought of using acrylics. And that's perfectly fine. I think he just thinks they're a bit like, meanwhile, oil scares me. Oil just, I think it's just because it's, and it shouldn't, but it does. I don't know. It's a weird fear I have. I'm going to kind of, where do I want the center of this flower to be? I'm thinking somewhere here. So like, I'm going to just put that so I know like all the flowers are, the petals are going to kind of curve in that way. But I love watercolors. I remember when I first got this book from my aunt and uncle when it was before my parents got divorced. So I'd have to say I was probably in middle school. And at that time, I was very heavily into my anime manga style. So I was very much drawing, you know, that kind of style. I mean, you know what that looks like, I would assume. I feel like most artists have that. Either they end up being that style, or they have a phase where they are in it. Like that's what they draw. But at the time, like that's what everyone at my school, well, not everyone at my school, but the people I was hanging out with, that's what they enjoyed. I'm gonna take a quick sip of water. And yes, I have my gigantic water bottle. I highly recommend, by the way, if you guys need like a big water bottle, this is on Amazon. It's nice. Oh yeah, acrylics I feel like are very beginner friendly. You just have to spend some time doing it. So like acrylics were probably my first experience with paint. That's a lie. I think I had one of those like very cheap watercolor pans, and obviously I wasn't mixing colors or anything when I was very young, and you just, you did it on printer paper, so of course it didn't come out very nice, but I was a kid. So same thing with crayon. I haven't used crayons in years, but I feel like they're coming back. I feel like a lot of artists are using crayons now, which is a good thing. I mean, they're very accessible. And I loved them as a kid. Absolutely loved them. That and color pencils were like probably my two biggest mediums when I was young. Yeah, Photoshop is definitely my first experience digitally. I remember my father had a whole box of drawing tablets. So like it wasn't like this, like you didn't have a screen like the iPad or a Cintiq. There's no screen, and basically you're drawing here, but you got to look at the screen to see what is being drawn. And you have to get used to I guess, hand-eye coordination, which I had very little of. So digital art was very quickly not my forte because I had like one of those tablet things, and I never got that link. But I did try Photoshop for a while because I just thought it was so cool how people drew digitally. I actually drew a lot of OCs, original characters. I haven't drawn an original character in a while, which that's gotta change, honestly. But thank you. I appreciate. That's very sweet, Nicole. That's very sweet of you to say. Different TV shows, yeah. I haven't been watching TV. Oh, that's a lie, actually. I have been watching TV. I don't know why I do this to myself because I am terrified of like this kind of stuff. I don't watch horror movies because of it. But I've been watching a lot of like cold case shows, like crime, murder shows, which are like normally not my type of thing. But I don't know what to watch anymore. What are you watching, Nicole? Because I honestly don't know what to do with myself when, because occasionally, at work you get I work remotely, and occasionally you have one of those mindless tasks and you want something on in the background while you're doing it, and I just don't know what to put on anymore. Sometimes I watch cooking shows, or sometimes I watch art YouTubers, but like TV shows, it's been a while since I found something I'm interested in, I guess. I'm more of a movie person. But if you have like good TV show recommendations, I am all ears because, as I said, I need something. I need something to watch during the day. Oh, okay, so like 90s sitcoms or like I know there's definitely there was crime shows then too. I would probably enjoy like all those like the fictional crime shows like excuse me, SVU and stuff like that. I used to watch I used to be a nurse, so it's very hard for me to watch medical shows, just because like I would sit there being like, none of this is accurate, because I am one of those people. I'm like sitting there like, this would never happen in real life. That's not even a proper IV, like that kind of stuff. I do not know how I feel about this flower, but I grew up watching sitcoms, 90s sitcoms. So like Friends, I've watched probably, that was like my comfort show in college. Ah, okay. Fictional crime show, all right. Old 70s sitcoms. I do like a good old 70s like show. not meaning to, have that pun for the actual that 70s show. My dad actually introduced my brother and I to a bunch of shows he watched when he was growing up. So, like I Dream of Jeannie, The Addams Family, but like the original Addams Family. So like black and white. I actually preferred the Munsters over the Addams Family. Don't get me wrong, I love the Addams Family, but I just preferred that. Gilligan's Island. I think I said I Dream of Jeannie. Trying to think what else. My 90s shows were definitely like limited to Friends. I did watch a lot of, my dad was very much into The King of Queens with Kevin James and Lee Remini. I don't know how to say her last name off the top of my head. He also loves Seinfeld. Oh, okay, Olga. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's hard because it's my first time I guess, drawing and talking at the same time. If you want, I can talk a bit about this piece. But yeah, I wish I could speak multiple languages. I don't know how. Yeah, I can talk a bit about this. So, if you guys want to see kind of like, oops, that's not what I meant to do. I can show you the process for this so far. So here's what I'm gonna, so you can kind of see, Olga, how we got, let me just zoom out. You can kind of see how I got to where I am. I'll slowly play it. And meanwhile, I'll answer Nicole. Oh yeah, I remember Once Upon a Time was like big when I was in high school. Yeah. The Disney stuff was fun too. I grew up on Disney. Although I didn't have cable in my house until I was, I want to say at least 10. So a lot of the stuff that I watched on like Disney Channel and all that, I had to wait till I was at my grandparents' because they had cable. My dad was very against having cable in our house when I was young. So I watched like all those PBS shows. See, Without a Trace, I don't know if I could watch that. Is that like one where I need like a happy end, not a happy ending, but like I need to know like the case was solved. Because like the thought of like a serial killer being out there, or like someone who could do something so heinous, just doesn't sit well with me. So Olga, I guess like I just showed you a kind of a time lapse of how we got to where I am. I haven't done all that on this stream. I've just been working here. And again, I'm sorry if you can't understand me that well. I'm trying. Maybe I can speak a little bit slower. So basically I started with very rough shapes, as you probably saw at the beginning. You could see like, I could bring it up again actually. I started with like this kind of stuff. So like I kind of knew where things were placed. Oh, thank you, Olga. That's very sweet. But yeah, I guess I'll go a little bit slower. So you can kind of see how I just was placing things to kind of know where they would be in reference to each other, because it's a bit easier. But yeah, Olga, I know it's hard when you don't, speak the language the person's talking in. I actually have multiple people in my family that English is not their first language, so I get it. It's not, I wish I could speak multiple languages, but yeah, thank you, Nicole. You can actually do that in the Procreate app. This is my iPad, and I believe the Procreate app like works, and I'm sorry it like keeps changing color, but it works on most iPads. You might have to look that up, just because I don't want to like say it does and then it doesn't, and I might have to plug in my iPad soon, because if it's starting to darken like this, so I'll go back for a second. But yeah, I blocked everything in, and then that was on a separate layer, and then I basically lowered the opacity so I can go in and start being more detailed. Oh, okay. Enjoy your lunch, Nicole. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, the British stuff on PBS, I know I didn't respond to that, but that's good stuff. So enjoy lunch. I'll see you later. I should still be on probably around 1, but I'll see. I don't know how long I'm going to be on this stream. I told people maybe about an hour and a half to 2 hours, but we'll see. Didn't do much. Didn't really accomplish much, but yeah. But thanks for chatting with me. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about my process or anything, I'll answer them. I don't mind pausing and doing that. Is that still technically a foreground flower? No, I would say that's a background flower. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the image. Okay. So this one is similar. Maybe I'll just work on this for the stream instead of starting a whole new sketch, and then the next time I stream I'll do something new. And then this center is there. Yeah. I'm actually getting a little hungry myself, but I'll eat after the stream's over. I had I don't know what you guys tend to eat for breakfast on the weekend. I had French toast. My stepmom made French toast and invited me to have it, so I went over there. But usually I have oatmeal or... It's sad that French toast isn't as filling, I feel like, as oatmeal and all that stuff, because I definitely wouldn't be hungry now, but it is what it is. I don't know what else I could talk to you guys about. Oh, I'm so sad because there was actually, I don't know if any of you guys have Netflix, but I mean, most people do, but I'm not going to assume. So Netflix just got rid of a bunch of movies and shows because the month changed. It happens every month. It's normal for them to do that. And I was so sad because I had to basically do a Hunger Games marathon because I actually hadn't seen the movies since they first came out. That was the first and last time I watched them. And I don't know, all of a sudden I was in the mood for it. And I had to watch all of them basically in one day because the next day they were getting rid of them. And it sucks when you have to do stuff like that, because then I couldn't really sit and enjoy them. I had to watch one after the other. I would have much preferred to watch one a night or stuff like that. I don't know. But if any of you guys are Hunger Games fans, let me know. But yeah, I do not like how that flower is coming out. Let's do that for a second. It's not terrible. I think the circle is throwing me off. But another sip of water. Gotta keep hydrated, guys. Even if you're someplace cold and you're not sitting in the sun, you'd be surprised. So yeah, I'm not gonna spoil the Hunger. Oops. I'm not gonna spoil the Hunger Games for you guys. Let me just make sure. Yeah. But it's a lot of people die in that series that really didn't deserve to die. Yeah, it was hard watching. I would say the hardest movie for me to watch out of that series is definitely Mockingjay. Both parts. They're just, I don't know. It's so, I feel like the most enjoyable is the first one. followed by the second one, but I didn't like Mockingjay. I mean, I like how it like closes out the story, but because like we kind of need that, but it's making me think I should maybe read the book. I don't know. Did any of you guys read the books? I'm curious. The Hunger Game books. I read them. I read the first one because I had to for, believe it or not, English class my freshman year of high school. That's when the first movie came out. And we actually saw it in theaters. I love that movie. Even as a 15-year-old who was watching basically all these people just get like slaughtered in a arena. I was surprised my parents even let me go. They wouldn't let me watch PG-13 movies till I was actually 13. And then meanwhile, there's my brother who basically got to watch them at like when he was 11. But that's like the plight of the older sibling, I feel like. The parents decide, you know, this is gonna have to be on a whole new layer, this leaf. I'm gonna have to copy it over. But yeah, if you guys have read the books, do you recommend them? I'm asking for myself. Because I've read, as I said, I read the first one. I liked it. I don't remember it. I remember the movie more than I remember the book, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I also just watched the movie again, so, I mean, I guess that's not really fair. But I didn't read any of the books after that. So. Okay. It's definitely getting hotter in here, but it's also probably because of my iPad. I'm gonna just plug it in real quick because it is dying. Is this the right one? I want to say yes. It has to be on this side. Let's see. Yeah, we trust this computer. Ugh. Guys, don't look. Even though I already technically shared it on the stream. Yeah, okay, good, it's charging. And it didn't even need it. I thought it needed it, and it didn't. Oh well. I guess I'm by myself again. That's fine. It happens. All right. And these flowers are not going to be as exact as the original Draw This in Your Style, but I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. I do wish I did this on like a smaller canvas. And not smaller canvas, a bigger canvas. 'Cause I'm like struggling with how big this paintbrush is now. But I just know for future reference. Okay. Not best, but not terrible. Maybe in the future I shouldn't stream over lunchtime, but it's okay. Live and you learn. I'll definitely send out a poll, I think, to all my subscribers and see on my community tab what times streaming works for you guys. Because obviously, while I do want it to be at a time that's convenient to me, that's not how I wanted that to. I also want it to be at a time that you guys can come hang out. Because then we can have a fun drawing sesh together. Okay, the leaves look better. And there's some leaves that go here. No, I don't want the eraser. Let me tell you, it's very weird to like look up at the screen and see the delay between what I'm doing and what you guys are seeing, because there is a small delay. It's just something I'm not used to. That's okay. And there's some flowers down here, but I don't know if I can be bothered enough to draw them. Oh, hello. I'm just working on a draw this in your style. If you guys are familiar with what that is, maybe you're not, and that's okay. Yeah, but I mean, I think I'm making good progress for someone who's not good at florals. I'm not a big floral person. Also, if you hear a creaky sound, that's my chair. I'm very sorry. It's an old desk chair that I didn't bother replacing because money, and it's already here. And it still works fine. It's just creaky. I'm sure you guys have stuff like that in your house, right? Like, oh, this is like something that could be improved, but do I need to? Nah. Yeah, I am not a big floral fan. Are any of you guys good at florals? I don't know. Also, I hope I'm not too loud. My mic is like right here. So sometimes I lean too close to it, I feel like. But hopefully it doesn't bother you guys too much. But earlier I was concerned if you guys could hear me at all, but now I'm concerned, oh, maybe I'm getting too close to that camera mic. So I guess I'm gonna go back to my Hunger Games talk, Because, yeah, they took all the movies off of Netflix yesterday. No, not yesterday. The 30th. Which I thought was a little weird. Wouldn't you just take it off the 31st? That's the last day of the month. But no, they picked the 30th. And I had to basically have a Hunger Games marathon. And it didn't give me enough time, I think, to process what happened in some of the film. Because, like, I don't want to be spoilery, but, like, can I assume that most people have seen The Hunger Games or have read it or have watched it? Alright, if you don't want to hear a spoiler, just mute the chat for a second. Or not the chat, the sound for a second. But Finnick. Why? Why? What? Like, why did he have to die? I mean, I didn't want any of them to die, but, like, the whole premise of the thing is, like, you know, there's a revolution, and I don't know. I just couldn't understand why our dear Finnick had to die. And in such a gruesome way, too. He's been through, like, so much, and then, like, he gets killed because he's mauled by, like, these horrible, horrible creatures. And I just can't. Okay, let me see how this looks with her full opacity. I mean, it's still, like, over some things, which is fine. I don't know if I can bother. There's, like, some flowers at the bottom that are supposed to be here, but I'm, like, kind of, like, over it. I don't want to do any more flowers over here. I just want to get started on the flowers that are here. But I should probably do them, right? Yeah. Alright. We'll do them. I'll be good. I don't think I need this anymore, so honestly, I could probably just do that. Or though, no, we'll leave it that way. This I will turn down. And I won't, another thing I wanted to say to you guys is I won't always be doing digital art on these streams. I just figured since it was my first stream, I should do something that I'm extremely comfortable with, because the streaming live is a little daunting. And at least this, I don't have to, like, why are we, oh, that's why. I'm on the wrong layer. How many of you guys do that? I do that all the time, and then I get mad at myself. But, yeah, so I should be on for another hour, I think. I think at 1 I'm gonna end this. And I know I'm talking all over the place. It's hard because, like, right now, no one's participating in the chat, which is fine. If you guys don't want to talk, that's fine. But it's hard to, like, know what you guys want to talk about. Yeah. But the Hunger Games, man, I'm still very upset. Even though I think the ending was good. The ending was what we needed. But although there's some people who might not argue with me. I mean, who might argue with me just because of shipping and who they liked with Katniss. But I think in the end she picked the right guy. She picked the guy I would have picked, to be quite honest. But I'm trying not to be spoilery. I don't know if any of you guys have seen The Hunger Games. But I highly recommend if you haven't. I will say do be wary, because the first movie, you have little kids dying in, well, yes, I would say brutal, horrible ways. So if you can't stomach that, I completely understand. Don't watch it. But if you can, I recommend. I recommend. The other movies aren't quite as gruesome in the sense that it's only adults getting hurt. I mean, teenagers, but not like little teenagers. 'Cause I don't know how old that one girl was. And I'm not saying the name because I don't want, like, if you guys haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil that for you, but it's gonna come up like this, I guess. I am looking at, I'm doing a draw this in your style. I don't know if I don't know who's back on or if you guys are new to the stream, but I'm doing a draw this in your style. The original concept is Lola Locos, but this drawing is fully mine. I drew this, but not on the stream. This is all this stream. This is all not this stream. This was done in a video that I posted 2 weekends ago. And I know I did say I would do a video this weekend, but filming and editing just weren't something I was going to end up doing this week because of just work. And my cousin had been visiting the week before, and I was just kind of, not that she's definitely not someone I would need to recover from, but I just tend to need time to recover from any sort of like long-term stay, I guess. Like if someone's here for a while with me, because I'm not used to that, and I'm entertaining them like the whole time, not the whole time, but like at least part of the time, this flower should be higher. Should be higher and smaller, but not as small as that one. As I was saying though, so that's why I didn't post a video. Another reason why I didn't post a video was this was supposed to be April's reset this Sunday, today, and I didn't want to do that because March literally ended Friday, and I would have had to have things recorded by Friday for me to edit and be ready for today. And that would basically mean no, like the stats wouldn't have been accurate because I would have been off a day. So I figured I'll post that next weekend. I'll actually film it today after this stream, and I'll post it. Am I literally drawing this the same place? Oh, I totally am, aren't I? This is why I love Procreate and like digital art in general. So if you guys were looking for the the April reset, it'll be next weekend. Just because I feel like I can give a better quality video because I'll be in a more relaxed, rested situation. I really should have used a bigger canvas for this, but I was not thinking. I mean, from a distance, it's not that bad. But that was the whole deal with why I decided to do a live stream. And I've been meaning to try them, and because I've never done a live stream before. I don't know if any of you guys took the poll I put out, but I did put a poll out like maybe not this past week, but the week before, maybe? Yes? I think so. About live streaming and what would you guys watch on a live stream? And some people said they only wanted me to do art, which I get it. I'm an art YouTube channel. But I do enjoy like cozy gaming. I don't know if any of you guys watch It's Luna Lou. Sometimes I watch her live streams where she's cozy gaming. So I thought what I'll do is I'll leave my YouTube specifically for art. So I won't do any game streaming on here. But I'm thinking of making a Twitch where that's where or maybe even a separate YouTube channel. That's all just me cozy gaming, and anyone who wants to come hang out can. And anyone who doesn't does not have to. It's just some nights I'm in the mood to play a video game after work instead of drawing. And I would appreciate the company if you guys would like to give me some, because it's nice to have people to talk to, potentially. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm standing with the whole live stream video game situation. Don't like how that petal came out. This is another reason why I like Procreate. I can undo stuff. All right. I don't think that's bad, considering I can't make my thing smaller, my brush smaller. So all the foreground flowers are done, which is really nice. I'm gonna put this back to full opacity for a second so that I don't do that. I'm not on the right layer. I want to be on this layer. I'm going to erase where she kind of overlaps with the flowers, because we don't want that. And if you guys are looking to participate in this, draw this in your style, I did post a link in the chat to the original post on Instagram, so you guys can definitely go check that out in a separate window if you want, or if you're on your phone, you know, pop in and pop out. I'm not forcing you guys to watch the stream. You can do whatever you want, although I would appreciate you guys staying. But you can see the original post. This is not my original conception. It's just my style, like that drawing in my style. I wish it was my original conception, but because she did a gorgeous job if you look at the original. But it is not, and I think I'm still learning a lot from this, which is good, because like, as I said earlier in the stream, I did not think I could draw something like this. I did not think I could draw this headpiece at all. I looked at all the florals. I was like, I can't do florals. And it does not match hers exactly. A lot of these are just my own conception that look somewhat similar to the florals she did. And I'm okay with that. So, what is this? Why is this like this? What layer is that on? No. Is that this layer? See, then we're going through this situation where we don't know which layer this is. It's this layer. Okay. We found it. But yeah. I've been enjoying doing draw this in your styles currently. I feel like they can be challenging, especially if you're not like this hand, for example. Were both very challenging. The hair was a little challenging to me. Also, I don't have a set style, so I just kind of draw whatever style I want. And this is what came out, and I'm actually really happy with how she looks. I'm kind of happy with how this looks. I mean, this flower is a little annoying, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with everything. And we can get rid of this so you can kind of see without the sketch layer. And if you watch the replay of this, you can go earlier into the stream. I do show like the whole process, so you guys can see that. But I did not draw this girl on stream. This was on a different stream. I'll just rename this real quick. I'm trying to get better about like renaming my layers. Don't do that. No, you did that. Okay. Because then it's like easier to know. I'll do rough, not. So it's easier to know what's on each layer. I don't know if you guys do that. I've just started recently doing that, and honestly, it was the best decision I've ever made for myself when it comes to layers, because I can't tell you how many times I've been on the wrong layer Now there's a bunch of flowers that actually, and I don't know if you can see the rough sketch here, you can kind of see an outline here that goes down past her hair. There are flowers here. So I'm going to start working on that. I think next stream I want to do a Neighbor Totoro sketch because I want to kind of commemorate going and seeing it in the theaters for the first time. If you guys weren't here earlier, I did talk about how I do love Studio Ghibli films, and I've never seen My Neighbor Totoro, and I just saw it in the movie theater, because there are some movie theaters throughout the United States that are playing Studio Ghibli films currently. So I would search that up if you guys want to go see it in theaters. They're doing both the Japanese and the English dub versions. So I went and saw the Japanese. But alright, flower wise, what are we looking at here? I'm just gonna, I don't know if you can't see my mouse, but I want to kind of zoom in if possible on my reference photo, not on that one. Interesting, you're making it worse. Okay. Never mind, we're not going to do it that way. Interesting. Alright, I can't really zoom in what I'm looking at, which is unfortunate, but true. That's interesting. Sorry, I zoomed in on my live stream, like, YouTube page thing, so I could see it better, but oh, there you can see my rough sketch. But let me just, okay, so this is background, flowers, backgrounds, rough sketch. All right. Where are we starting? I always feel like it's so daunting to start at the top, but that's what we're going to do. So, kind of have a leaf that comes up like this here, and then we have another leaf that goes, I kind of already did it in my original rough sketch, but I'm just kind of refining it a little bit because it's all about shapes, right, guys? Another thing I would like to know is, can we play music during live streams? I've heard some people do it, but I don't want to get, like, copyrighted if I play, like, because the type of music, I'm bad. I listen to Taylor Swift when I'm usually drawing. I don't know. It's some of the fast songs just get me really going. If I'm painting, like traditionally, like with acrylic, I remember one painting I did, I literally listened to one song by her over and over again. It was a slow song, but it was like, I don't know what I'm doing here either. But it something about like the brush stroke kind of like went with the whole way I was drawing it. I don't know, the way I was putting the paint down, and it was almost like dancing, but like with paint, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys have ever done something similar, but when you get in that zone, I don't know, kind of goes like this a bit more because the flower itself goes into the moon. That sounds funny to say. Do you guys talk to yourself when you're drawing? I'm curious. I definitely do, if you could not tell. Something about doing that just gets my... Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. And you have a leaf that comes off here, and another leaf that comes off there. Also, sorry if I'm like squinting. I usually wear glasses, but I didn't want to wear glasses because you would get the glare from my screen. And then you couldn't see my eyes. Which, I mean, maybe you guys don't mind that, but I don't know. I can still see. So if you guys like write something in the chat, I can read it. But I definitely see better when I have my glasses on. I used to have contacts, but I haven't been to the doctor, the eye doctor, in a while, which is not a good thing. But all right, so you kind of figured out the top here. The other thing I have to do is she has a ribbon that goes through her hands that I did not. I'll probably put that in last because it's like all the way in the foreground. Okay, I might actually turn down her opacity so I can like focus more on this, and I think I'm going to do it the same thing with the flowers in the foreground, just so I can like see what I'm doing. And I just got rid of the rough sketch for the foreground flowers because then I can see a bit better. All right, so flowers, leaves, then we have one big flower here, which kind of extends here. Am I on the right layer? Please tell me. I was not on the right layer. I keep doing that. So yeah, I would say if you guys have trouble like copying a reference, for example, or with anything that requires you to look at something and like translate it to the paper, even if it's not like, even if you don't need to be exact, it still helps to kind of focus on the shapes. Like, see this flower, for example, this leaf in the original drawing that the Draw This in Your Style is based on, this hand is way closer. So I'm gonna have to improvise a bit here, which is fine because this is my style, right? But I do recommend like kind of doing like this boxy drawing that I'm doing, like angles, all angles, because angles are easier to like interpret, I feel like, than curves. I mean, I know I'm doing curves with some of the leaves and that's fine because like I find it still works for me, but you just, you know, I learned this technique recently, so I can't say like I'm an expert at it. Like here too, the hair comes up too soon, like too soon compared to how the original artist did this Draw This in Your Style drawing. But you live and you learn, right? And I think this is an enjoyable way to learn things. Like, as I said, I'm not used to drawing florals. Florals intimidate me. So when I saw the florals in this piece, I was just like, I don't know if I should be doing this, but I just loved the drawing so much that I didn't really care. I was like, I'll still try it. So, and I'm learning a lot. What is up here? When did that get up there? See, this is the problem. No, don't show me any layers. Interesting, I already had a layer for flowers background. Alright, well, whatever. I don't know what layer I'm on that's erasing. Or maybe I do. It's a sketch layer, it's an under sketch layer. Okay, never mind, that's fine. Alright. Yeah, I definitely think this stream is going to end at 1 because I'm starting to get hungry. But I definitely will be doing this more often, I think. Like, even during the week at night, if you guys want to hang. I mean, why not? It's easy to set up. I enjoy it. And it keeps me drawing. And so this was another flower here that kind of ends like this, but most of the hair covers it. And then this flower is much bigger, and it kind of goes there. And then let's see, we have another flower that goes down here. In the original drawing you could see it more, but the hair now is kind of in the way in my drawing, my version. But that's okay. I'm still gonna kind of outline where I think things should go for the most part. And this makes it easier to, like, again, I wish I had, in the future I will set up a screen where I can show you guys like what's on my screen, although you might see yourselves, I don't know. But, and by see yourselves, I mean see the chat and whatnot. But this makes it so much easier to break down what you're drawing, you know? Because when I first saw this drawing, I mean, even, like, it is hard for me to imagine that I drew this, or even this, you know? But I did. And that was all because I broke stuff down into very small, digestible pieces. And I highly recommend you guys do it too. Because, and even if you have to like zoom in on one specific area of the draw, like the, either the reference you have or the original drawing that you're drawing in your own style, it helps break stuff down. Why is this? I'm going to turn that down too. I don't want the moon in my way. All right, so I think I kind of have a good idea where these flowers are, which is good. Her hair comes out like this, so that's blank space. It's blank space. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I know it looks ugly, but we're going to transform it into something not ugly. And I'm actually going to make her opacity even worse. And where's the sketch layer? I'm just going to get rid of like the rough sketch. So then I can kind of just, I want to make this lighter, but I still want it to be kind of darker than the other stuff. I want the moon still, but I want it to be like super light. I'm sorry if you guys can't see it. I will bring the opacity back up with, obviously with everything, but again, I want to be able to see this thing that I have going on here, but I want to be able to draw over it. So let's call this flowers background sketch. There we go. Okay. So, okay. We're just gonna wing it. Yeah. Because, again, florals are not my forte, but I still want to draw them. So, I think I'm actually going to adjust this a little bit over here. And I'm just checking I'm on the right layer, because I do tend to make my life harder by sketching on the wrong layer, and then I realize later. So I'm curious where, like, if you guys want, you don't have to put it in the chat, but what countries are you guys from? Or if you're in the United States, what state are you from? Because I'm currently in Florida, sweating, because it is hot here. I think at least high 80s. Even though it's even though it's only April. Oh, by the way, guys, April's my birth month, so I was actually thinking of doing a live stream on my birthday morning, but it is a Friday, so I don't know if any of you guys, I took the day off from work because my mom's coming to visit me, which I'm really excited about because she has yet to visit me down here, and I've been down here about a year now. I've been up to see her, but she also has, like, you know, she has my grandparents to take care of, so, like, I get it, but because my grandparents live with her and they're not exactly healthy, but she's coming for my birthday, which is super exciting. And I wanted to do like a small birthday live stream. Maybe I'll have like, I mean, I could do it on the weekend if that's, I'll put a poll out because I don't want to like, I don't think like Friday morning's going to be my regular streaming time, just be, obviously because I work, but I'll figure out, like, if I do stream during the week in the future, it'll probably be at night, it will be at night after work, because I do have to do that. Gotta bring home the bacon, except I work from home, so I make the bacon at home too. That's a very bad joke, I'm sorry guys. Yeah, so I figured I'd like to do that. I'd like to do a birthday stream. I don't know if it's going to be art related. If it's not, I'll let you guys know, and it'll probably be on a separate channel or a separate, like a Twitch. But we'll see how I feel, because if I'm in a drawing mood, then, which I will know closer to the date, then obviously we'll do it here, but I'll still do like a art live stream at some point that week, so we can also make that my birthday live stream with you guys if you're not into like watching people play video games, because I get that. I get why some people don't like that. I enjoy it, but that doesn't mean everybody does, and that's perfectly fine. You guys are entitled to your own opinions. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that. I think it will be fun. And I think in the future too, I might start ahead of time. Like, we could do like draw together sessions. So what I could do is I can create a Pinterest board ahead of time and share it with you guys. And then you guys can be prepared if you want to join me drawing and draw the same stuff. Because then you guys can join me and we can draw together. I think that would be quite enjoyable as well. Like a drawing sesh, or like a studio, what do they call that? They call that like studio time, right? Like when people go someplace and they have like the live, although we won't have live models. I wish we could. That would be fun if we could have live models, but at this point in time, no, we will not be having live models, but I will provide some reference photos, and you guys, I mean, they won't be my reference photos. I'll probably pull them from Pinterest or some other site and create a place that you guys can look at them, so then you guys can have your own sketchbooks out and draw with me, because I think it would be nice if we were drawing the same. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I want that flower. I mean, even though that's not how that goes in the drawing, I like that. But yeah, I think that would be fun. And if you guys are unaware, I post, I like getting your guys' feedback and like your opinions. So I do post a lot in my community tab on my channel. So if you don't know how to get there, you basically just go to, and this is on anybody's channel, you go to their channel page, and you can do that by either clicking my face in the corner there on the screen, or I mean, there's other ways to get there, but that's probably the easiest way from here, if you want to do that after the stream. But from there, you can click on the community tab on the channel page, and there will be basically announcements, polls, posts there, so then you can like see what's going on and what I'm trying to like communicate to you guys. Eventually, I think I would like, I mean, I know I'm going to do a newsletter, so you guys will have that as well. Just in case something ever I don't think anything's ever going to happen to YouTube, but if something did, then you could still be in contact with me. And I can maybe post videos someplace else if something happened to YouTube. But I don't think YouTube's going anywhere anytime soon. And I just went off on a tangent. But anyway, the community tab is a great way to see if I have any polls running or if I have any announcements going on. Then, you know kind of what's going on as far as, if I'm asking for feedback, and you guys can have more of a say in what I'm doing here, because obviously, while I am doing this for me, I'm also doing this for you guys. So that doesn't look too bad, right? I don't think it looks bad. I wouldn't say it's my best work. But, yeah, I would stay on stream longer. It's just I'm getting hungry. So that's why I think 1 o'clock I'll wrap it up. But I think I definitely will be doing this more in the future. It's much easier than preparing a video, editing a video, and all that. Although I will have to do a thumbnail picture for this. But all right, so far so good. But yeah, I'll put a poll out, and you guys can like tell me stuff. I don't even know what I was gonna put the poll out for now. What was I talking about? I have no clue. But I'll put a poll out, and we can figure out different things that we want to do as far as like, because I want these live streams to be as interactive as possible. If you guys want to draw with me, or even if you just want to relax. I mean, I sometimes watch live streams while I'm eating, or if I'm having if I have a work task that's like not too much of my brain is required, like to think on it. Yeah, I'll put on a live stream in the background, or even just an art YouTuber. But once again, I am regretting my choice to make this, not to make this canvas bigger, because this is the smallest this brush goes, and I wish I could go smaller. Like, that doesn't look great to me. But yeah, you live and you learn, right, guys? Okay, let's move on to this leaf. And let's see here. Are there any movies that are going to be good that are coming out? I do want to see, I think it's called, I forgot what the name of the movie is called. It's like all over, it's being advertised all over though. It is an anime movie. But I'm trying to remember what it was called. Yeah, I don't remember. But it's like about this guy and this girl, and it looks very otherworldly, kind of like I think the main story is about the girl. I think the girl's name is even the name of the movie. But this is what I'm gathering. She finds like this cursed chair, and he turns into this Howl from Howl's Moving Castle like lookalike. There's doors and portals and stuff. I don't know. It looks interesting. So I think I might go see that in theaters. I think it comes out mid-April. So the other thing I really want to see, I don't know if any of you guys watch comedians, but Sebastian Maniscalco, if you're familiar with him, he's coming out with a movie, not just like stand-up comedy. And it looks like it's like a cute rom-com. And Robert De Niro plays his father in it, and it looks hilarious. So I definitely want to see it. And that comes out Memorial Day weekend, I think. So in addition to me going to movies to see all those Studio Ghibli films that they're replaying, I'll be seeing those probably. Now, I already know this flower is not going to look like a flower until I'm like done with it. So if you guys could bear with me as much as I'm bearing with myself, because I am not going to like it as we're going. So to me it looks more like coral, but I guess you could argue it's a flower. Yeah, I don't know if you guys were looking, I don't know if any of you guys follow me currently, or if you guys are just here because you saw a stream and you're like, cool. But if you are here because you saw a stream and you were like, cool, thanks for stopping by and hanging out. I appreciate it. But if not, if you are familiar with this channel, now I forgot what I was going to say. I feel like a lot of my following is very much into traditional art, which is fine. I love traditional art too. But I am definitely more comfortable with digital because I feel like I have more control. I feel like it's a bit more forgiving in some sense. Of course, I know that's not the case for everyone. Some people find digital art extremely difficult. And I think that's just a preference thing. And there are certain skills with digital art that are difficult. I'm not saying digital art is easy. But to me, it's just, it comes naturally more so than like some other stuff. But not all my streams in the future will be digital. It's just going to be whatever I feel like in the moment. Or if we decided on ahead of time, it's going to be something specific, then it'll be something specific and we'll be doing that. But yeah, if you are here for digital art, don't think it won't be here again. It will be, because I do enjoy it. But because this was my first stream, as I said earlier, I thought I should do something that is not very nerve-wracking to me, and that would be digital art. Plus, I already had something started with this, so it kind of makes things easier. I don't know. Flowers, again, are not my forte. But we can't not draw them you can. But if this is something you want to, like, I would love to draw bouquets and stuff in the future, so I gotta get used to it. And if you guys are interested in seeing people who are really good at florals, I can recommend one person that I actually went to school with, and I did mention this earlier. I don't know if any of you guys were on then. There is a person on Instagram called Loon Flug. Her name's Leanne Flug. She is a very, very talented, I don't want to say talented, skilled artist. She even was back when I was in school with her, and she actually went to Mika, I believe that's what it's called. Mika, I don't know. She went to school for art, and her illustrations, her floral illustrations, her plant illustration, botanical is the word I'm looking for. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. If you want to study her, I highly recommend. She's Loon Flug. That's spelled, I'll type it in the chat for you guys. Loon Flug, I think that's how it's spelled. But her You know, I can even put up the link later. I'll put the link up for you guys later. And then there's someone else, I think her name's Lily, but I forgot her Instagram handle, unfortunately. I see her all the time on my feed, though. She's pretty popular. I think she just did a class with Class 101 on botanicals. Like, she does digital botanicals. You know what? It kind of gives cabbage vibes. Are anyone getting cabbage vibes? I'm getting cabbage vibes. I'm not upset about it, but I am getting cabbage vibes. Cabbage vibes. Just adding a little bit of shading so I remember like where the petals are folding. But yeah, I'm getting cabbage vibes. I don't know if you guys are getting cabbage vibes, but I am. Okay, I think this leaf is gonna have to come in more, which is fine. Because again, the goal is not to be an exact replica of the original Draw This in Your Style piece. It's to be a similar one, right? I'm right in this, I think. At least this is how I'm handling it. Okay, so this flower, yeah, we'll finish the leaf since we're here. We'll finish the leaf. And how did we end up with an eraser? I don't know. So, as I said, I do live in Florida. And right now, we really need rain. Really badly. A lot of our lakes are low. It's just sad, I guess. I don't know. But we need rain. So if you guys can do like a rain dance for me or something. I mean, I think California is getting flooded right now. Like they just have so much rain. If they could send some of that our way, just a little bit though. Like we'll take some so that they don't have as much kind of thing, but we don't want like all of it. I think a lot of us would appreciate that. Okay, this is an interesting flower here. Again, just breaking it into pieces because this is definitely like a more complex flower than I'm used to drawing here. Yeah, it kind of looks like popcorn, doesn't it? A little bit. I know the hair comes here, which is why I cut that off a little bit. And it does come over it, but you know what? For logic's sake, I'll deal with it. Okay, and we know it's kind of like this is the center, I would say. It does help to kind of, if you're doing petals, pick the center of the flower like originally, because then you kind of know where the petals are going to point to, which is helpful. And it also helps to do this. So then you can kind of look. I'm just saying, if there's a trick in the book that's not illegal, like if you're not stealing people's art, do the trick. It helps you out. I don't know what's happening here. honestly. Maybe I should do this for a second. Kind of see what I'm doing. What's throwing me off is this. Okay. So, I'm just keeping an eye on the time. I might go a little bit over 12 o'clock, but not much. I mean 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what time it is by you guys, but that's my time. I think I am very much on a digital art like kick right now, so like I think most stuff right now from me is going to be that way, unfortunately, for those of you who maybe enjoy the more traditional stuff, but can't help what's like speaking to me right now. All right. It's not the best, it's not terrible either. I just have to clean up a little bit here because it is definitely darker. Like some pieces are darker, so I'm just like lightly going, like I'm very lightly applying pressure to kind of lighten up some of the places where I definitely went hard with my pencil. All right, we're making some progress here. A little bit of the stray ones here. Definitely not my favorite, but it could be much worse. Yeah. What is this? Why is that like that? It's a bit better. Okay. Now, this one, this flower that I'm going to do here is actually one of my favorite ones to draw. I actually drew it down here. So that should be fun. Oh, I'm curious. Are any of you guys, I mean, if you're not Swifties, ignore this question. I am very much a Taylor Swift fan. Are any of you guys seeing her in concert? I would be curious to know, because I was actually looking at tickets last night and then I saw the price and I was like, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe in the future when I actually make enough money. Like, one ticket, like, okay, here's my argument with concerts. It's not worth going unless you have like a decent seat. It's really not. Because if you're that far away from I mean, granted, if you go there and you get seats that you think are decent, and maybe I don't, like, don't not go because I'm telling you no. But me personally, I'm grateful if someone buys tickets and, you know, they say, hey, you want to come? Like, fine. But if I'm going to buy myself tickets, for me, it's not worth going unless the seats are decent. And by decent, I don't mean like on the floor. I mean like maybe the first row. I don't want to be all the way up in the stands, you know, like at the top of the arena. I want to be at least, like, the furthest away I would be happy is like maybe the second row. like by second row, I mean second row of sections. I don't mean like second row, like right in front of the stage, because that's ridiculous. I would never go to any concert in that sense. But, you know. So I was looking at tickets, and I was thinking I'd go, but I don't know. The cheapest tickets were, you were actually behind the stage. And I was like, well, what's the point of that? You know? I don't know. I guess because then you could see her come off, on and off. Fine. I'll take that argument, but I don't know. All right. After I finish this flower, I think I'm gonna head off. But if you've been here watching, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for coming to my first live stream. I didn't finish this, but hopefully it gave you guys some insight into how I approach different things. But I appreciate it. Thank you. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will be posting a video next Sunday. I will probably be live streaming at some point during the week at night. So if you guys want to join me then, please feel free. I would love to have you. And we can maybe draw together. I don't know. Maybe I'll probably still work on this because I do want to finish this up this week. So I just want to erase this thing. Yeah, if you don't already subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it if you do. And give this video or live stream, I guess, a like. I really appreciate even just being here, honestly. Like, if you didn't participate in the chat, not a big deal. Shout out to Nicole, Olga, and who else? Someone else did. Wagisha, which I hope I pronounced that right. So thank you guys for, participating in the chat. And thank all of you who were here to view it. I'll see you next live stream and definitely next weekend. So have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great rest of your Sunday, if it is indeed Sunday for you. And that's it. I'm terrible at goodbyes, but bye guys. I appreciate it.